Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology horoscope for Tuesday, August 27, 2013. I am astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. I'm sure you guys feel it. There's so much going on, right? The energy is all over the place. It's sporadic all over the chart. I mean, this, that, and the other. That's what's so beautiful about astrology. You know, life is not just in one corner in a way. Sure, I feel that there's this big direction shift we have to come into, but there's so many things that it could be. There's so many people that it could be. There's so many reasons, so many emotions we need to feel. This has to do a lot with emotions, pulling up with the past, stepping into this bright new future. How are we going to do it? How are we going to shift our energies here? It almost feels like maybe it's like impossible in so many ways because there's so many things it could be. Making a decision is not very easy during these juncture points. There are lots of signs. There are lots of signs that are saying yes. There are lots of signs that are saying no. What are the right signs, right? I bet some of you are freaking out about that. What is the right sign right now? But a lot of this has to do with feelings. You know, maybe not specifically something physical in this reality, because remember, we're in Virgo. There's all this physical reality stuff. You know, there's an energy that is deep inside of us, a feeling that is coming out of what we're really desiring in our life, that we want. Venus square Jupiter is no joke. That's what's happening today and for the next day. We also have Mars, which is ending this trip in Cancer, which has been a very intense one. Mars is excited to come into Leo and really pop up a lot of fireworks, our heart to come online, which is part of this new train coming, the excitement of this new journey in our lives, this new direction we will take, this new self we are stepping into. But it is today that we finish up these emotions. We finish up understanding it. The way to understand the signs it's a feeling which is the right sign. Maybe people will change. This is weird with people. In and out, come in, come out, change, radical, unpredictable, but they're giving you lessons of how to follow the signs in your life, which I think is so important for you to really realize that everything right now is trying to trigger you spiritually to understand the truer direction, which is an emotional, very beautiful energy to harmonize within your life. And I don't think at this juncture point you want to go too far extreme or not enough. You know, Venus squaring Jupiter in cardinal signs, especially as Venus is in her home sign of Libra, wants to weigh it out. Decisions are difficult, relationship energies. There's also this harmony we must find in our life, which is going to come with making sure we don't go too far with our emotions, but that we learn from our emotions, but also making sure that we listen to the lessons I feel that are coming through relationships. This can be some real weird energy right now, especially as the sparks are about to fly. This is trying to get us unstuck out of our lives, out of stuck relationships, stuck jobs, stuck circumstances, stuck energy, whether it's you not expressing your emotions to people. Maybe there's that stuck energy between that. This is putting the rock under the tire to get you out, so that makes it a little weird. Makes it a little freaky too in some circumstances for some people, because they don't know how to deal with this. And in Virgo, there's all this energy to want to do it the certain way, to have everything work out the right, perfect way, especially as Venus wants it perfect and harmonized. And it's under stress. There's all this stress in the skies to make it a certain way. It's just not going to happen that certain way. You're going to have to follow the clues. And the clues are emotionally. The clues are the plan. I think the plan is so important right now that you know the end goals of where you're going right now in your life. Yes, I kind of sound like a parent, but it is very true in the astrology right now. The goal is where we must work our hardest for. The end result, the last stand. What is it that you are reaching for in your life? And that's where your greatest potential is, because you can start funneling by the signs and by all this energy and this karma and this destiny and this crossroad points that's going in these crazy directional infinity roads that we can go down at this point, which is really crazy, because I'm sure right now you're at a point to where, wow, life can go many different directions. I have options. Usually there are a million options here. It is you yourself trapping yourself and stuck that is limiting you from all the options. And usually it's a relationship. Usually it's something that you're holding on to in a value system, which the moon in Taurus today is on its final day, going to slip into Gemini. I guarantee you there's some emotions you're hoarding. There's a certain feeling you're hoarding on in your life. Maybe you're very stubborn in this certain area. Maybe it's time to let go. Step into your truth. Step into what you truly desire. All the Saturn and Scorpio energy is getting closer and closer to the North Node as I speak right now, which this is focusing us into a plan, into a structure, into our truth of what we really desire deep down inside. And the signs are built off that. The signs are built off these emotions. What do you really want? If you don't like something, you know, I think that you're going to have to pay attention to it in a way of, it's not part of my trueness. Or you need to pay attention to this as like, am I just being stubborn? I want it to be this certain way and it really isn't part of my truth. That is where we are seeing the kinks in a lot of, you know, readings right now and in a lot of people's lives, is there's this certain way you want it to be. You got to learn to go with the flow. You got to learn to make this reality based off, of course, what your free will wants, but there are destiny points like we're at right now, where lots of karma's coming in, weird energies coming in, and you got to unstuck yourself. You got to move in the right direction here. And you got to step up to the plate, really. A lot of this is the last days of allowing you to kind of sit back as Mars finishes in Cancer, the moon's in Taurus, the angle today, and these emotional, you know, strength, you know, energy, we get ready to jump the gun. We get ready to really put the gas down and hump over this rock and pick back on the trails of our life here. And as the cardinal cross is breaking off, and as we do have Mercury and Pluto now, and I think a lot of this with the Sun and Pluto, there's extreme change about to happen here around this corner. So that's why I'm telling you guys right now to pay deep attention to this. Pay deep attention to your emotions. Do not mess around with this energy. You know, this is, you could take this week on a really exciting new course in your life. But you got to pay attention to your emotions. You got to pay attention to your value systems. Make sure they're aligned right. Maybe you're not going too far and you're not going enough. There's got to be this perfect energy you must find. And it's not by the way that you control it. It's by the way that you rearrange your place. It's the way that you let go of your stubborn energies and focus on what's real and truthful. And it's more importantly, where you listen to these emotions and you find comfort in taking action in ways you never have before. You make sure that it's aligned with your plan and that you definitely 100% understand every little nook and cranny of what action to take, because it's all part of the highest plan in our lives. So I know there's a lot going on. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, if you want to do a one-on-one reading or if you want to do the webinar. I actually think for all those that have purchased, I will refund your money if you can't do it on the 31st. I have a lot of people who can't make it on Saturday because they're going on Labor Day vacations. So I've switched the webinar to Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific. Friday 9 a.m. Pacific on the 31st. So if you already bought for the first and you can't make it, I'll refund your money. No problems. And you can buy the one afterwards. Or if you haven't bought yet, I've switched in this webinar that's going to go into the whole month of September, which this is September 2, remember. You are not going to want to miss this. There's a lot happening right now in the skies. And this is an intense moment. And, you know, if you want a one-on-one reading, I am back in the office. This is my last day here on vacation. But thank you guys for all your support. And I will see you guys for a crazy day tomorrow.